Hello and welcome to the lesson. Now we are going to learn how to destroy the Fianchettoed king. The position that you see on the board is very common. In many of the opening, black fianchettoes his bishop. Black pushes the pawn forward and then puts the bishop there. This situation is known as Fianchettoed king. And in this video we are going to learn how to destroy the Fianchettoed king. If you want to checkmate this king, then you must get rid of the Fianchettoed bishop. The bishop on g7 is very powerful. It covers all of these squares. These dark squares around the king are covered by the bishop, and if you want to checkmate the king, then you must eliminate this bishop. There are two ways to eliminate this bishop. Number one, first you sacrifice a rook to get rid of this bishop and then launch attack with the rest of your pieces. Or the second way is to take your dark square bishop, put it in front of this g7 bishop and exchange it. You use your dark square bishop to exchange the opponent's dark square bishop. Now let's look at the first method. In this position we are white and we are trying to checkmate the black's king. Black's king is protected by this Fianchettoed bishop. This bishop is controlling these important dark squares. If we want to checkmate the black king, then we must eliminate this bishop. And notice we don't have any dark square bishop ourselves, so we cannot exchange this dark square bishop with our dark square bishop because we don't have one. So here we must sacrifice a rook to exchange this bishop. So here white plays rook h8 check. White gives up the whole rook. This bishop is so important that white gives up the whole rook. Black plays bishop cross h8. Black does not have a choice. And now white plays rook cross h8. Another rook sacrifice. King must take it. No other option. And now look, we have sacrificed two rooks just to eliminate that one Fianchettoed bishop. That bishop is so important. And now these dark squares have become weak. We can exploit these dark squares. We are going to take our pieces and put them on these dark squares near the black's king so that we attack the black's king. Let's bring the queen first. We play queen h1 check. Let's say black plays a move like king to g7. Then we play queen h6 check. Now look, this dark square bishop is occupied with our queen. That's why it was so important to eliminate that Fianchettoed bishop. King goes to g8, and now we can play knight f6 check. Another dark square exploited by our pieces. We are threatening the king. And black has only one option. Black must sacrifice his queen. We play g cross f6. Black plays knight e6 to cover this g7 square. And now we play knight to g5. We want to exchange this defender of the g7 square, and in the next move we are going to deliver a checkmate. We are also threatening queen h7 check, king f8 and queen h8 checkmate. So black is defenseless here. If black plays a move like king g8, then we can first start with knight to f6 check, and it will lead to the same position. And now black must sacrifice the queen. Otherwise, if black plays king g7, then it's a queen h6 checkmate. So after queen cross f6, g cross f6, we reach the same position and we attack in the same way. That's why here black played knight to h7. Black blocked the check with the knight. And now we play knight f6. We occupy this dark square with our knight. If black plays king to g7, then we can first play queen h6 check, exploiting these dark squares with our pieces. After king h8, we play queen cross h7 checkmate. Here the only way to prolong the defense is to sacrifice the queen. Queen cross f6, g cross f6, and now play bishop cross d3. And what we do? We play queen h6. Our threat is to deliver a checkmate on the dark g7 square. Black plays rook cross c2 check and brings the rook into the defense. Now we play knight g5, and there is no way for black to save itself from queen cross h7 checkmate. It's game over. You see, the Fianchettoed bishop is so important that white sacrificed two rooks to eliminate that bishop. Now in the next example, we look at the second method of exchanging the bishop. In this position we are white, and this time we have a dark square bishop. So we can use our dark square bishop to exchange the opponent's fianchetto bishop. Here we play bishop to h6. We want to exchange this dark square bishop. And black cannot play a move like knight cross h5, because then we play rook cross h5, exchange sacrifice, so that black plays g cross h5 and we go queen g5. In the next move we are going to play queen cross g7, checkmate. So here black plays a5. Black wants to start his own pawn storm attack on our king, and we play h cross g6, opening the h file. After f cross g6 we exchange this bishop, king cross g7, and now we play queen h6 check. Now as you can see, we have managed to occupy a dark square with our queen. Now our queen is near the opponent's king. If black plays a move like king g8, then we can play knight to f4. Our threat is to sacrifice this knight on g6. Then when black plays h cross g6, we can play queen cross g6, checkmate. So here black found an interesting move. Black played rook cross g4, and black's idea is we play rook cross d4. Black will play e5, forking the rook and the knight. And when we play rook to d1, black will capture our knight. So black will be able to save his king, because white don't have many pieces left to attack the king. But in this position we can play knight to d5. We don't have to protect our rook. We want to eliminate this knight. This knight is the defender of the black's king, so we exchange it. Black cannot play knight cross d5 because of queen cross h7, checkmate. And if black plays e cross d4, then we play knight to f6 check, rook cross f6, queen cross h7 check, and we play queen h8. After king e7, we can simply take the queen, and we are completely winning. So in this position, black plays king f7. Black's idea is to play king e8, king d8 and run away with the king. And now we continue the attack with pawn to g4. We want to play pawn to g5, remove this knight from f6 and then capture the h7 pawn. Black played rook g8. Black's idea is to play rook g7 to defend his king. g5, knight h5. And if we want, we can capture the pawn on h7, but the more powerful move is rook cross h5, completely destroying the pawn cover. After g cross h5, now we can play queen cross h5 check. And if black plays a move like rook g7, then we play queen cross h5 check, king f8 and play knight f4. We are threatening to play knight to e6. We are also threatening moves like knight g6. And this attack is very powerful. So here black simply plays king f8. And now we play pawn to g6. A pawn on the 6th rank is a big asset. We are threatening a checkmate on the f7 square. So black comes queen e8 and protects it. Now white plays rook to g1. We want to push the pawn to g7 and black cannot stop it. If black plays a move like rook g7, after queen h8 check, rook g8, we can play pawn to g7. We can get the pawn on g7, so black cannot stop it. So here black played pawn to e5. Black wants to get rid of this centralized d4 knight. Here first we play queen h6. We don't have to defend this knight. If black plays king e7 trying to run away with his king, then first we play queen g5 check, stopping the king, king f8, and then we play queen f6. It's going to be a checkmate. Queen f7, queen cross f7, checkmate. Or if black plays rook g7, then we play queen h8 check first. King cannot run away because then we can just simply capture the rook. And if black plays rook g8, then we play queen f6 check, and again it's a checkmate. So in this example we learned how we can use our bishop to exchange the opponent's fianchetto bishop and then exploit the dark squares. In many of your games you will see the fianchetto situation. So now you know how to destroy a fianchetto king. Let's go to the next lesson.